utilize these characters you have, these well-established characters that the general audience knows and loves, you can have that emotional impact of Doc Ock sacrificing himself to save Tobey so he can get the hell out of there. Hey everybody, Colton here, and I have gotten several comments in a previous video we did discussing the new report or rumor, whatever you want to call it, that Avengers Doomsday opens with the Tobey Maguire universe, Spider-Man universe, fighting the Fox X-Men universe, and that we see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Alfred Molina Doc Ock fighting the X-Men. And I theorized in that video that perhaps the Sentinels are not like fighting the X-Men, but actually like the X-Men are using the Sentinels to go attack this universe. And I've now heard that that is part of this rumor as well. Now, lots to talk about this, but specifically in this one, I want to cover the thing that I saw in the comments the most, which is me getting a little excited about the prospect of not only Doc Ock being there, but perhaps Green Goblin, Sandman, and them being essentially like Tobey Maguire's team of superpowered people in his universe to help try to save his universe and fight off the X-Men. But a lot of you pointed out something that just I didn't even think about as I referenced No Way Home so much in that video. None of them would have their powers anymore except for Doc Ock. So it makes sense that it's Doc Ock, and I say powers. He would have his mechanical arms, but the other question then becomes, well, would he even still be alive? Because if he goes back to the moment that he was pulled from, which was right before he gets redeemed anyway in Spider-Man 2. And you could even kind of retroactively kind of say that maybe it was the redemption in No Way Home that leads to him being able to overpower the arms. And, you know, we thought it was him overpowering the arms in Spider-Man 2, but maybe in that moment he snapped back. I don't know. I don't like rewriting Spider-Man 2. It's a masterpiece. But anyway, in that moment when he goes back, that moment should still play out relatively the same, which is him using the arms to save the city and drown his, power of the sun in the palm of his hand, put it down in the palm of the ocean. And he ends up dying when that happens. So how is Doc Ock there? Not only, you know, Sandman can't be there helping Spider-Man fight the X-Men. Green Goblin can't be there helping Spider-Man fight the X-Men because they don't have their powers. Really, how is Doc Ock there if he's supposed to be dead at this point? So all I can think is to say that perhaps with the changing of the timeline, the branch timeline that was now created when they saved these villains and made them good again, perhaps one, that changing of the timeline is why the incursion is happening in the first place. More on that in a sec, maybe. But that something changed and he didn't have to die. He was able to drown the thing.Maybe him and Tobey worked together, drown the thing, and he didn't have to die. Probably just not even going to bother trying to explain it in the movie, would be my guess. They're just going to say, yeah, look, you remember Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2, they were together in No Way Home. He became a good guy. Well, now here they are. This is their new universe, blah, blah, blah. It's not supposed to exist. An incursion's happening. And these two guys, they're helping fight the X-Men. As far as maybe like a Norman Osborn reappearance, I think we could see a Norman Osborn reappearance to the extent of Peter Parker, Dr. Octavius, Dr. Osborn working in the lab, like studying these incursions and figuring out what the hell's happening and that the multiverse is collapsing and that their universe is about to die, that kind of thing. But he wouldn't be the Green Goblin. He wouldn't have his Goblin serum unless maybe he perfects it and messes with it more and perfects it and just has like super strength and stuff now, minus the goblin of it all. I even wonder, they never go into the specifics of if the Goblin serum would take his powers away. Maybe it just gets rid of the Goblin aspect to it. Maybe it's just perfecting the serum and he still has the strength. I don't know. None of the rumors have been that Green Goblin is there, but I do think that'd be pretty cool. If it was Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe Green Goblin, and Doc Ock, Alfred Molina Doc Ock, and they're all fighting the X-Men, that would be so freaking cool. But yeah, I just wanted to address the comments because very observant. Yes, I was incorrect to suggest that Sandman could be there, or Goblin, or anything. As far as it being Doc Ock and how he's alive, I think I kind of brushed over there. I didn't brush over that. I think we explained that about as much as they're probably more than they're going to bother to explain it, which is, yeah, it's a branch timeline. He's alive. He's not even supposed to be. That's what happens when you tamper with the multiverse. I think that's probably going to be the explainer there. Now, I know we've talked about this rumor already a lot, but it is super exciting. And I do have another video responding to a question I received about if Tobey Maguire is like the anchor being, which, yeah, he would be of his universe. I try to explain anchor beings best I can. Marvel doesn't even really, I think, understand what an anchor being is and what the rules are on that. But we have a great question that we're going to do a video on, talking about if the X-Men really don't even have to destroy Tobey's universe, but really just destroy Tobey, and that would then destroy his universe because he's the anchor being. So we are going to be talking about that. But really quick, before I go on this one, I just want to say again that, look, this might not be real. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think it's as absurd and like obviously fake as some of the other ones have been. We'll just have to see. I'm not in the know on this thing at all, but I do think it sounds cool from the perspective of these. I think Avengers Doomsday, it is super, super important that when that movie opens, they establish stakes. Explain right there in the opening, shit is real, universes are dying, show an incursion, show how bad things are about to get, maybe have the willingness to actually kill some characters. I don't think they kill Tobey at the beginning of the movie. I really don't. I think that Loki probably intervenes or something, or Deadpool and Wolverine intervene because they're not down with the X-Men doing what they're about to do to save the universe. Maybe Magneto, Xavier, Deadpool, Wolverine, they're all on the page of, no, let's try a different way. But maybe Cyclops and the other X-Men who have like, families and stuff are like, no, this is the best way. We have to destroy that universe, or it's all of us who are going to die, including that universe. That universe, Tobey's universe, is going to die either way, so we might as well live. I've talked about how I think Magneto's speech about death comes for all of us. It's not about how you die. It's who you are when you close your eyes. So I think that he may be giving a speech like trying to convince them not to kill the other universe, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about that already. But I do think this opening scene is going to be absolutely bonkers. It's going to be brutal. I think you do show Doc Ock get killed. I think you do kill off Alfred Molina's Doc Ock again, but you show him in like a big ass battle against like a Sentinel, or maybe fighting Cyclops. I'm trying to think of like some other X-Men that would be really cool to watch Doc Ock fight. Maybe if he's taking on a few at the same time and like he helps Tobey get away. And see, I'm just getting kind of the chills, the not bad chills, like the good chills, like the emotional, like, oh my God, thinking about Doc Ock stepping up, protecting Tobey so he can get away, dying for his universe. It's not just a nerd and us who would feel emotionally impacted by that. I think that the general audience would, because these aren't just random characters. They aren't characters who have been set up in the multiverse saga, or, well, we did see them return for the multiverse saga, but they're not just like characters that nobody cares about. These are characters that even just the general audience know. Everybody's seen Spider-Man 2. Everybody's seen the original X-Men movies. So when they see Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man together fighting those Fox X-Men, and they just got a reminder of who these characters were in Spider-Man No Way Home. Everybody saw that as well. 1.9 million box office in the midst of a pandemic, and it didn't even get to play in China. A lot of damn people saw No Way Home. So I think that's a great way to actually utilize certain characters to, because Marvel's been, perhaps rightfully so, been getting criticized for like laying on the nostalgia stuff a little thick. But I think nostalgia is great when you actually use it for the story, and the story calls for it. It can tell a better story. Well, instead of just using like exposition to tell us a bunch of stuff, if you actually utilize these characters you have, these well-established characters that the general audience knows and loves, you can have that emotional impact of Doc Ock sacrificing himself to save Tobey so he can get the hell out of there. So I'm really liking the idea of him being back. How is he back? Just cuz, right? Just cuz. All right, I'm going to record some more videos. I'll let you guys go. I've rambled long enough. See you soon.